broskies, it's Sona. Today I'll be redesigning your Gacha OCs Part 4. I got 6,000 submissions in my Discord server. Like and subscribe for Part 5. First up, we have a submission from Annie. This is Cupid. Cupid is a cosplayer. Before she was a zombie, and she had social media account for her hobby. She enjoys making her own cosplays instead of buying them. Cupid enjoys arcades, cosplay cons, in general anywhere fun. She has a lot of homemade nursing props, though she doesn't want to be one. She just enjoys the aesthetic of nurse core. She is Vietnamese too, but I'm not sure if that's useful for art. Thanks so much, Annie, for submitting your character. She is so cute. And I was really drawn to this design because first off, I love pink. Best color. Fight me. But also the concept of a zombie who loves to cosplay is super cute. And this is empowering to the zombie species and shows zombies can be whatever they want to be. Zombie rights. I actually had no idea nurse core was a thing prior to this, but I think it looks pretty neat. Now time to redesign this zombie girl. As much as I love the original, I want to see a bit more colors than just pink, because that's most of it. When I think of cosplayers, I think of people who dress as their favorite character, or of course those who love making their own costume with lots of colors and cool accessories, which I assume is the kind of cosplayer Cupid is, considering she makes her own stuff. For my design, first thing I did was dress up her hair a bit more. In the original, her hair is down and a little messy, which makes sense because she's a zombie. But I think hairstyles are one of the most fun things to play around with in the costume, so I feel as someone who likes to dress up, Cupid could have more hair pizzazz. I gave her these cute bouncy twin tails. I still wanted her hair to be a little messy since she is a zombie, so there's some hair sticking out and one of her ponytails is a bit lopsided. Listen, alright, she may be a zombie, but she still did her best to make sure her hair is cute. 5 stars for effort. She has some band-aid hair clips as well as band-aids throughout her entire design, because band-aids go perfect with nurse core. In the original, I can't tell if that's a brain sticking out or not. It kind of blends in with the hair, but in mine, it's a brain. I put stitches on her face, and I gave her eyes this swirly effect. Cupid loves nurse core, so she's still got the nurse outfit on, but with some accessories. Her maid apron has a graphic design of a brain in the middle, which I thought was so cute, and yes, she made it herself. Around her waist is a ribbon slash sash thing that holds nurse props, like medicine and a shot injector. Along the way, I kinda came up with my own little story for Cupid. Since she's a zombie who loves dressing as a nurse, she can use it as a disguise, luring in patients pretending she will help them, and then boom! She eats their brains. She's gotta get her food somewhere. This is the most clever idea ever. You're welcome. I put pink, blue, and purple throughout her outfit for more color diversity. Her left leg has one blue and white striped sock, and her right leg has no sock and some of her bone is sticking out. Roblox moment. Her shoes are pink and have cute little wings on them. Since she makes her own clothes and likes social media, she's posing for the camera holding up her latest creation for a photo, while also holding up a shot with blood dripping out. She's drooling cause she's a zombie and she's tired. Lastly, I gave her a nurse hat with a worm sticking out and she's done. I love the final result and overall aesthetic of this. The colors go super well together. Thank you again, Annie. I hope you like my version of Cupid the Zombie. I know a lot of you broskies ask me,
"Hey Sona, how do you draw so good?"
And while I can't teach you everything, Skillshare can help. Skillshare is an online learning platform where you can find thousands of classes to develop whatever skill you want. You can learn creative skills such as art, music, photography, graphic design, or even cooking, as well as other career-focused classes such as freelancing, entrepreneurship, marketing, and more. One Skillshare class that I really recommend is Complete Character Design course by Patricia Saldera. I hope I pronounced that right. In this course, you are taught the most important steps to creating your own original character. Not only does it focus on how to draw a character, but also teaches you how to tell a story with your art that makes your design stand out and be unique. And this actually shows a full process on how to do it instead of leaving you clueless. Be sure to check the link in the description if you're interested in this class and really want to upgrade your character design skills. If you want to explore new opportunities, now is the best time to do so. Become a member of Skillshare today and you can get a 1-month free trial by using my link in the description. The first 500 people to use my link will get access to one of Skillshare's best offers, 30 days free, and 40% off your first year of Skillshare membership. Thank you so much to Skillshare for sponsoring this video. Now let's get back into it. Next submission is by ChromeVampy. This is Charles. Charles is a murderer and an obsessed, lovesick 27-year-old man. He likes hugs, knives, and he likes gals and gays. He loves your personal space and he creates little hearts whenever he feels loved. He is thinking about someone right now. Charles also likes skirts and Barbies because they are childish and creepy, and so is he. Well, needless to say, this character is interesting in a good yet unhinged way. This actually reminds me a lot of the kind of characters I made when I was 13 to 14 years old. I was in a super edgy phase back then, and I could have totally seen myself making a character like Charles. What I love is there's so many things about Charles that conflict with his character concept. He's a serial killer, yet he's a sweet person at the same time. One question though, how does he love people's personal space while being a murderer? To stab someone, you kinda need to be in their space. Unless you throw the knife like a boomerang. Man's got skill. But anyways, never mind that. As we can see, most of Charles' outfit is black. He's wearing some sort of robe over his shoulders with a sweater underneath, and I don't know what the other thing is called, a man skirt, and then he doesn't have a mouth for some reason. I almost didn't choose this character because I already loved his outfit and I think everything suits him, but one of the main things I wanted to change with his design is his stature. In the original, he looks like a normal person, mostly, but I wanted to amplify the creepiness. I know he's a killer, but to be honest, he's kinda cute and doesn't scare me, so let's change that. I drew him creepily tall while being concerningly skinny, and he's in this hunched over pose where his back is locked in place. His fingers are long and pointed as well. It's unsettling, almost as if you'd question whether or not he's even human. I think this suits Charles' character since he's mysterious and a lot of people wouldn't understand his nature, especially considering he's lovesick. When someone is lovesick, they don't act normally and not like themselves. I'm assuming his lovesickness is the reason he's a killer, or at least one of them, which could also explain why he's so sweet at the same time. In the original, I couldn't tell if he was wearing a mask or if he just didn't have a mouth, but either way, I gave him a mask, and on the mask he has this weird smile, as well as a heart in one of his eyes. Despite being a killer, Charles seems to have this innocence to him, so I wanted to keep that as well. His smile is sweet, but also scary. Mostly scary. I also like the mask because it just adds to the mysterious factor. We have no idea what could be under that mask. He could be a human or he could be an unknown creature. Oh yeah, I almost forgot to mention. The reason there's blood on the mouth of his mask is because he applied it to look like lipstick. Yes, Charles has a fashion sense. Since he likes pink stuff, I put heart hair clips in his hair as well. They mentioned Barbies, so I drew him holding a Barbie-themed teddy bear. I could have just put a Barbie doll, but despite being a serial killer, Charles seems like the type who loves to cuddle, so at least he has that. He would probably pretend the teddy bear is his crush since he's obsessed with them. If the original creator would have told me what his crush looked like, I totally would have made the teddy bear look like them. That would have been even more creepy. I mostly kept his original outfit, but added some heart buttons near the bottom of his cloak thing, and also made it slightly open to reveal the fact that he's wearing a pink skirt. Listen, if anyone mentions skirts, I'm gonna draw one. Let Charles express himself. Down below, he's wearing some thin pointed shoes, and in his hand, instead of a plain old butcher knife, he's holding a glammed out pink sparkly knife. Here is the finished Charles. I love how he turned out. I didn't change his design a crazy amount, but added stuff I thought really suits his character. Hope you like it, Chrome. Last but not least is a submission from Sissy Patootie. I hope I said that right. This is Siren. She likes to swim and can turn into a mermaid when she goes underwater. On land, she has legs, and she is kinda evil. She uses her necklace to hypnotize people to jumping into the water and making them drown. Very feisty and evil personality. And they also drew a cactus on the side. Thank you for your OC. I'll admit one of the main reasons I picked this character is because I love mermaids and really wanted to draw one. Also, mermaids are great, but what really sold me is that she's evil mermaid. It makes sense that her name is Siren because sirens are basically crazy mermaids. It's said that mermaids are harmless, meanwhile sirens lure humans into the water to kill and eat them. And sometimes the blood of the humans even make them more powerful. I love her color palette. There's a lot of different colors, but they all go really well together and everything balances out. In the original, she's in her human form, so of course I wanted to draw her as a siren mermaid. I'm drawing her to look more monstrous and vicious. Her teeth are long and sharp. She also has two big teeth coming from the bottom that kind of look like tusks. To make her look more wild, the pupils are slit like the eyes of a cat. I noticed her clothes have a lot of different layers and patterns, so in her mermaid form, I simplified it as I think she wouldn't wear so many clothes underwater. Her top is made of seaweed wrapped around her chest, since the original made me think of seaweed since it's green. Below, of course, she has a mermaid tail, and wrapped around her waist is the pink cloth from the original, as well as another garment towards the end. On her head, she has a super pretty seashell decoration with pearls and two long locks of hair coming out on both sides, basically like a split ponytail. Now, with sirens, they typically use their voice to lure humans into the water, like singing, but for her, she hypnotizes them with her eye, I think? That's what it looks like anyway. So I made her right pupil glowing like magic. I also changed her trident into a staff with these purple sea crystals, which is also the same color as her magic eye. This way she could transfer her magic to her staff and make her weapon very powerful. I'm very proud of those crystals, by the way. One of the main reasons I've avoided drawing mermaids is because I do not feel like drawing all those scales, okay? Yes, I'm a lazy artist, and I'm not afraid to admit that, but I did it. It took a while, but I love how it looks. I didn't quite understand what those things were on her arms. Is she a furry? Anyways, I drew them to kind of look like spiky scales going up her arms since I felt that made more sense. She also has a scar on her belly, as well as blood dripping from her fangs. She had a nice meal. If I could go back and change one thing, I would probably make the colors more grayed out because her color palette I made looks nothing like the original. My default color and style is always bright and saturated, so oopsies. Here is Siren. She's so cool. It took me 6 hours to draw, but I'm satisfied with the way she turned out. Thank you broski so much for watching. This was part 4, I think it's 4, of me redesigning your gacha OCs. If you want to see a part 5, be sure to like the video and subscribe, and leave a comment telling me which one was your favorite. And also if you want to support me, my merch shop will be linked in the description. Okay, bye.